So I suffer from something I like to call INGS, that is, I need gear syndrome. And I'm sure a lot of you guys out there suffer from the same conundrum. So I decided to challenge myself today. I brought out only my old A7II, Sony A7II, a little Joby Gorilla pod, a Rode video mic, and I'm gonna see what I can get. I just think a lot of times as creators, as videographers, as just people in general, we always like to blame it on something. Like, if I only had a gimbal, if I only had a slider, if I only had this lens, if I only had this camera, that I could just be so much better. And I think that kind of hinders us in a way, in a sense, because I think that if you need any of that stuff to really tell a good story, you need to practice more. And sometimes I feel like I get caught up in the same thing, and I know a lot of you guys do. So I am going to now just see what kind of story I can build. No gear, as minimalistic as possible. Like I said, Sony A7II, old kit lens. This is it. No additional gear, going handheld, and let's see what we can do. Alright, so I found myself a nice little spot here next to the water. This is what it's all about, people. Coming out here as minimalistic as possible. Just creating for the sake of creating. Not because you have a project due or because you have to do it for whatever reason. But just getting out here and doing it just for the fun of it, just for the thrill of it. This is what it's all about. What kind of vlog would this be without the patented watch my feet walk shot? Come on now, what do you think I am? So in case you don't know, the Sony A7II is only capable of doing 24 frames per second and 60 frames per second in HD. So there's no super 4K, there's no 120 frames per second. So it's very basic and very 5 years ago. So I hope this inspires you to get out there and be minimalistic. Let the content do the storytelling for you. Don't get hindered by any gear. Just get out there and shoot, be creative, do something different, and you never know. You might have the next new thing. Till next time. P.S. I did this entire vlog on one battery on the A7II. Now anyone that has ever shot on an A7II knows what I'm talking about.